Hello navigator. In this video I am going to talk about the maximum amount of cargo that can be loaded in each tank of a tanker ship. So here we can find the guidelines under this chapter 16 of IBC code. So let's read about these operational requirements. Number 1, it says, here you can see the title as well, maximum allowable quantity of cargo per tank. So for tanker ship, this number 1, you can see the quantity of a cargo required to be carried in a type 1 ship shall not exceed 1250 cubic in any one tank. That means you cannot load more than 1250 cubic in one tank if your vessel is type 1 ship. The quantity of cargo required to be carried in a type 2 ship shall not exceed 3000 cubic in any one tank. That means if the vessel is type 2, then in that case you cannot load in each tank more than 3000 cubic. And here the last one is number 3. Okay, this number 3 is applicable for any type of ship, whether it is type 1 or whether it is type 2. You can read, tanks carrying liquid at ambient temperatures shall be so loaded as to avoid the tank becoming liquid full during the voyage, having due regard to the highest temperature which the cargo may reach. It means you have to consider the highest possible temperature of the cargo up to which it can reach due to the atmospheric condition. So you have to consider this one in the loading port, so that in any case the cargo within a tank does not increase the volume more than the tank capacity. So these three conditions you have to comply for the loading in each tank of your tanker ship. Now let's get back to the beginning stage. At the beginning stage, you have to consider the name of the cargo in the certificate of fitness list. International certificate of fitness for the carriers of dangerous chemicals in bulk. So likewise, this is the main certificate. You have the cargo list as part of this certificate, and you may have also provisionally accepted, that is another one cargo list. That means if the charterer intend to load some cargo and they ask to prepare a stowage plan, pre-stowage plan, then you have to consider the name is available within the COF or not. And if you do not find this cargo in the list, then you have to consult with the master. Apart from this, we have another consideration for the calculation of maximum loadable cargo in a particular tank, and that depends upon the density. When the cargo is high density cargo, then you have to calculate how much percentage as maximum you can take in a particular tank. For that calculation, you have to consider the density of seawater, that is 1.025, and it has to be divided by the present cargo density. That means, let's say this high density cargo, like molasses you have, and the density is, let's say 1.4, then this has to be calculated like this way. That means 0.73. So we found 0.73 in the case of density of molasses 1.4, 73 point, let's say 73.2%. As per the industry guidelines, you have to keep some space for the safety barrier, so they always suggest us to keep 5% less. So 73.2 minus 5, this 68.2% you can load in each tank for the high density cargo, which is having the density 1.4. So following the same formula, you can make your own for the particular cargo you are about to load, or you are guided to load, so the calculation, let me show you again. 1.025 divided by the density multiply by 100 minus 5%. Okay, so the result will be your maximum in percentage for each tank. And let me describe about the reason behind this. When the vessel, let's say this is your vessel, and you have the cargo which is high density cargo. Okay, higher than the density is higher than the seawater. So there is a tendency to, it creates a extra kind of stress on the hull, as the outside density, which is seawater density, is less compared to the cargo density which is inside the tank. It will have a way on your vessel. So that is why the safety margin is to be followed as well, this minus 5%, so that it reduces the stress on the hull, and this is how it is considered within the safe limit. These two types of consideration you can keep in your mind while you are calculating the maximum quantity of cargo you are taking in particular tank. In the next video we can talk about the type of, so hope to see you in next video.